Hey there, and welcome to Hang Time with Big Time. I'm Zach Rice TV, and I'm here with Matthew Thwaites, the Guild guy, Curtis Buckmaster, head of community. We're here to update you on all things Big Time and answer some of the community's burning questions. And today, we're joined by a guest, 22 from the Byg Guild. Introduce yourself, guys. Matt?
Hey guys, it's Matt the Guild guy. No change here. Still hanging out with Big Time. Looking forward to chatting with you all today.
Curtis?
And it's Curtis, aka Buck, as you will know me from both the Discord and as I introduce myself when I'm doing Twitch streams and whatnot, and Buckmaster in game.
And 22 from the Byg Guild. We're so happy you're here. Introduce yourself, man.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, this is 22 with Byg Guild. I also go by Tanner. I mean, that's my real name. And the Byg is doing some great stuff. I think we got like 600-ish. We're pushing 600 actual members now. We got like 1,600 guys actually in the Discord. They're doing amazing things over there. We're building a wiki. We got a website. We hosted events during Ruby Pass launch. I know Curtis was a part of that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've had a fantastic...
That was fun. It was fun to watch.
Yeah, we had some cool stuff. We were doing races and stuff. It's been fantastic. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, Byg was one of the first guilds to be like, how can we help? Which was great. I went in and I think you guys were my first, play with Buck guild session where we just jumped in, played, and they started giving me feedback and making, notes like, see over here, wouldn't it be cool if, this, or this is kind of frustrating to us. And it's, like, I'm looking to do that with any guild or group of players. You don't even have to be an official guild, but just an active group of players that wants to have their feedback heard. Literally hit me up in Discord and say, hey, we want to do a play session and give feedback.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, one of the things I really like about Byg Guild is they're really positive community members. So, like, if you're looking for an onboarding strategy into the game and you're like, hey, what the heck is this Big Time thing? I want to start playing. How do I play? They're super receptive. They welcome you with open arms. They play a ton, which I think as like a game studio is the most
really important.
Yeah, it's the most important thing. It's like you play the game. The one thing I have against 22 is that he chose the worst possible screenshot that's at like 8-bit. It's like a little bit better than an 8-bit picture, and he puts it on YouTube videos. Yeah, it's rough. I was like, oh man, I gotta go get a professional photo. But other than that, Byg Guild and 22 are doing some great work.
Nat is like, it is my inner troll makes me want to go find that picture now.
Yeah.
I even changed it. I've changed it multiple times. But yeah, no, I got to get we'll get a better one after this for the YouTube highlights.
We'll get one after this. That'll be good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And it's their website is bygyieldguild.com. And they've started working on a wiki, which is awesome. How far are you guys on that? I know...
Making progress. Multiple people working on it. We've already cataloged a lot of the skills. I know a huge thing we were doing initially was, and I can't really take credit for this, this has been Blazo really spearheading this, because I've been busy with YouTube, is really taking screenshots of every cosmetic in-game.
I saw that. Mm-hmm. That was insane.
I'm not 100% sure if we're fully there, but we have, I would say 95% of them at least. And so it's been incredible. And that's really a big deal because a lot of them are beautiful. The artists have done an outstanding job, and we want to really showcase that. Because there's been so many scenarios where it doesn't seem like it looks too great on the NFT marketplace, but then you find it in game and it's like, oh my God, this is awesome. Look at this thing. It's glowing. And that's just been a really cool experience to kind of catalog that. And we've moved on to classes and other things now.
You know what? I'm going to have to say, I've been working on our wiki, the official Big Time wiki, and focusing on the new player content. I did, as anyone who's playing and passionate about the game, I did say, I could probably update that page and that page, update that page a little bit. Now I'm looking at your guys's and I'm feeling like I've got a lot of work to do.
And you guys also created a map, which was so helpful for players. I saw that, and that was just so cool with people getting around.
And you're tracking NFTs on you want to introduce what's going on your homepage real quick?
Our guys, we have a lot of amazing guys that are come from like an investment, like a traditional investing background, and guys that just know programming and things like that. So like obviously this is before Big Time has been able to put together an API, and we're still going in. And if you go to bygyieldguild.com, that's one of the main features of that site is you can see we've scraped all the data. I know we're not the only people doing it, but we have been able to scrape a lot of data and put together charts and pricing and things like that. That's something that we'll showcase more in videos going forward. But they've done an outstanding job with that. That's one of the main things they've done outside of the wiki. And then what else? Sorry, Zach, what did you mention? You said something else.
You also created a map for players to be able to find their way around. That was awesome.
Yeah, and then the map was really sick too. They were able to put together with some screenshots a really nice overview of Time's End and the different levels for how you should approach dungeoning. Because when you first dive in, the map's big. The center of it's this big crater. You got to kind of find your way around. But yeah, so just little things like that. Like a big shout out to our guild leader, Byg Guild, because I know for a fact, like he's been on the ground doing recruiting. Where, I mean, even way back in Silver and Jade, running around, giving people stopwatches, being like, hey, come join the guild, guys. And he's just been having a blast recruiting. He loves kind of talking to people and getting to know everybody. But realistically, yeah, the guys that we just have a lot of smart guys. And so it's been all about the data. And to Buck's point, during early access, a big part of what we did was we were tracking drop rates. Essentially, we were doing like, okay, how many hours did you play? What'd you get? And that was all being collected. And so we were, we had our finger on the pulse of what the drop rate was during each period, and that was really valuable for people. Yeah, overall.
Since you guys have been here since the beginning, what are some tips that you can give to new players who are just getting themselves into big time?
Oh, right now, well, definitely familiarize yourself with the map and what you want to be doing. And honestly, just join a guild, any guild. I know there's a lot of really awesome guilds. That's going to be super helpful because the thing I keep hearing over and over, and I know Matt has heard it a lot too, because I've been editing his AMAs, is just the people that are trying to solo dungeons right now. I think the word's gotten out.
It's not tuned for that. Yeah, it's just not tuned for that.
It's just, I can't imagine, like I bought a silver pass. I cannot imagine not being in a guild, especially during early access, because it just gives you that community. I know with the most recent patch, a lot of the missions are way more dynamic and there's a lot going on, and not being in voice chat with people makes a big difference, especially now. I know actually me and Curtis, when we played, we had experience with that where, we wanted to
make some guy that was like, pew, 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 when we're supposed to be killing things with skills so you get more data points from it. Yeah.
Just in general, join a guild, make sure you're in a group, and ideally be in voice chat for the group, because that just even just outside of that social element, which is nice, being able to really, talk through strategies, figure out what you should be putting points into, and clearing the dungeons. Because like I said, these new missions, they're no joke. You need to be coordinated or you're going to fail them, and you'll just get kicked right out. And that's kind of a disaster if you're trying to level.
Especially for the soul drain. That's a tough one. You have to coordinate.
Soul drain and data points. And there's already changes that are on dev to make at lower levels, make those easier, and to even make sure that they, I don't know if this is final, so don't hold me to this, to make sure that if they happen first. Like like an hour before when I was at my lunch, I jumped into a group and we went in and we had the data points first, and then we had the soul drain second. Now, are you guys playing as active as you were? And Jade, you guys have been doing a lot of, a bunch of you have been doing a lot of content creation.
Yeah, so I unfortunately have had to take a bit of a step back since Ruby dropped. I mean, I played today. I played when Ruby dropped. I've been kind of getting in and out. But yeah, no, I mean, YouTube has really started to suck up a lot of my time because there's a lot of things that we want to get done. Especially after seeing the Ruby patch, it's really just shown me that the devs are incredible and they have a lot of talent and experience. And so I really want to push them going forward and really kind of give them more things to like really provide my feedback, and really, because you can just see the potential there where they're just absolutely incredible. I was blown away with even just something as simple as the lighting adjustments and things like that. The game looks fantastic. There's so much to do even now, but yeah, so I've personally been focused on YouTube, but there's still a thriving, like our guild still easily gets 2 or 3 groups most days running in dungeons. But yeah, I mean, I've been busy.
That's your favorite part of the sorry, go ahead, Chris.
I was just going to say, one of the other things about finding a group is really important, and our looking for party channels have been pretty active since Ruby launched, so definitely check the official Discord. Again, like guilds, we've got a lot of active guilds, and for any guilds that are listening right now, some of our more active guilds like BYG, are grabbing newbies and saying, "Hey, come on, let's hang out." You don't even have to join, but they're inviting and grabbing people and taking them on dungeon runs. So it's really neat.
So
Curtis, definitely check out the Discord.
Curtis,
go ahead, Matt.
Curtis, imagine I'm a brand new Web 2 player, and I'm like, I'm going to give this Web 3 a shot. I saw 22 streaming. I think it looks good. I don't have a Ruby Pass. How do I join a guild? How do I start playing?
So you need a Ruby Pass to play, but we are giving them away. I gave away, I think, 25 on Saturday. I gave away 30 on Sunday. I think, Zach, correct me if I'm wrong, but we've got at least some level of giveaway every single day, right?
Every single time we do a play-in stream, on average, it's about 3 per live stream. So get one if you want.
Yeah. So just keep an eye on the Big Time Studios channel, twitch.tv/Big Time Studios, and it'll be one of us on there either doing a play-in stream or doing an actual stream where I'm just doing giveaways, or even Gray is up there running it. I think we've got one more person that's going to be doing play-in streams, so we're going to have a bunch. You can absolutely get one, or if you really want to play, you can do what I did, and I went on OpenSea and bought a Jade Pass, and immediately started playing. And as somebody who's an action RPG fan, I'm a big action RPG. This game is fun, and it is getting more addictive. Like one of the things I never thought I'd see, which just because you don't really think about it, just like way back in the day, I forget where this might have come from, maybe World of Warcraft, but the kind of the rarity scale got set where it was common, uncommon, rare, epic, legendary, and there's been like mythic, above that. But like most of the time, you don't see games going outside of that. We've got mythic, exalted, exotic, transcended, like, and seeing that kind of stuff drop, I'm like, oh my god, you know what I mean? Like, I gotta go pick that up. It's terrible in dungeons. Like, I'm glad I'm not a healer, because I would be you know what I'm saying? Like, hey Buck, where you at? I mean, I'm rearranging my bags to pick that up. Like there's so much loot.
22, this is a basic question, but what's your favorite Pocket Watch class?
Quantum Fixer. No, I'm the healer guy for sure. I just enjoy.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh, we got drama going on.
I think that's sick.
He doesn't get distracted either. I don't know how.
That's what you get for being a good person. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's nice. Yeah.
Hey, wait a minute. What are you trying to say? I'm a good person. I just get distracted.
Good.
So, what's your second? What is your second favorite class now?
Well, okay, so that's a good question. I think Chronomancer is definitely my second favorite, because I was always like, I played a lot of World of Warcraft, and I enjoyed playing Mage in World of Warcraft. Yeah.
Yep.
One of the things I think we've done for particularly active groups, just a handful of, but Byg Guild is included in this, is they actually have the ability to submit Ruby Pass winners themselves. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So they're
what's
the
the criteria, and how many do they get? Like, they got to be an official registered guild with us. Like what do you got to do to get that and be able to do that?
So the most important thing for us, Curtis, as you know, is if you're going to play the game, we really want you to play the game, and we want you to be involved. And so we reached out to about a handful of groups, Byg Guild included, and we were like, hey, you guys are great ambassadors for Big Time, and if you have people who want to play the game and are going to give back in a positive way, we want you to be able to kind of recruit them directly. And so what we set up for BYG was a forum where they can pick, I think it's 5 players a week right now, but we got a little bit of flexibility there. And it's like, hey, they kind of vet and recruit their own guild members, and then they submit it in there, and then on every Friday we enable their accounts to get Ruby Pass access. We don't have a sunset on that yet. We've just finished our first week of it. But that's really us recognizing, like, playing the game is the most important thing to us. Like, if you're a dedicated player, you want to, like, get involved in Big Time, we really want to give back to you as well. And that's one of the cool things about BYG is they're not just, like, playing the game and streaming it, but they're helping, like, push it forward. they're helping new players get
everywhere.
involved too.
Like we've got a lot of people stepping up, helping everywhere. Like Blazo from BYG said, how can I help? Because he knew that I had a million things on my plate in the past weeks, because I've only been here a little over a month now, I think. And next thing I know, I'm getting a spreadsheet with all the hot topics that I haven't responded to yet in the forum. And I'm like, bless you. That's like literally bless you, because it's so freaking helpful. And we want, like, one of the things I've said, since my first, play session with BYG, and that I've told, everybody that I come in contact with, is we're in this together. Like, I just got distracted. I want to mention 22 has been a bad or good influence depending on how you look at it. He started talking to me about all the NFT stuff he had and how he was covered with the mystery boxes. Next thing I know, I'm going and buying mystery box. So we want, realizing that, like, some people are in it for the NFTs, but this game doesn't need NFTs to be awesome. Like, the NFTs are just about looking fabulous, right?
But to just jump in for a second, I know on these podcasts we're going to answer some community questions. And I know for today, people are asking, people want to know when does the game go live? What do you guys have to say to answer those questions?
I mean, it's live right now. We are live and direct, right? So, but there's a couple different ways you can answer that question. So Ruby Pass is live right now. We are adding new players to the game every week, just like Curtis said. And we've delegated some of that to our involved community members. So Ruby Pass started on July 14th. The next big thing for us is when space holders can jump into the game. And that's where, if you have space, you're going to be able to enter the game and start setting up what your space looks like. And then that will lead to an invite-only beta. An invite-only beta is where you can actually start collecting that in-game big time token and then crafting and upgrading your own NFTs. And then that next step after that is our open beta, where that should be the end of all the game resets, and it's basically a free-for-all into the game, and the full economy is fully functional at that point. So we released a timeline on that on our Medium page the day before we went live with Ruby Pass. So when you say live, though, I mean the game is live right now. So if you have a pass, you keep those NFTs, you can play the live game, you can find players from all over the world. But we're going to onboard more and more features that's going to bring us ultimately to that open beta, where we've got multiple timeshares that you can play through and then really utilize that full aspect of the big time economy.
Hey, real quick, Matt, one question. How do other guilds that want to get involved? Because, like, to the point I was making is, the more this community, more so than other communities in the past, you control how valuable all those NFTs and things are by making the community a better place, inviting more people, getting more people to play. Your guild program is dope. So how do more people get lined up with being able to recruit and or give away, 5 Ruby passes a week? Like, what's required? How do they get connected with you on that?
There's a couple ways. The easiest way is to send us a message on Twitter and just say, "Hey, I've got a guild. I want to be involved with big time," and we're going to get connected to. you. And most likely, it's going to be through me. And I'm going to chat. I want to learn a little bit more about your guild, kind of what your vision is for how you integrate players and how you want to play the game. And we'll kind of go from there based on what your guild's goals are and then how those align with big time. I'm also on Discord. I think I'm one of the moderators too underneath the growth team. Feel free to hit me up on there as well. So between Twitter and Discord, that's probably the easiest way to get me.
He's Matt the Guild Guy on
Matt
Discord.
The Guild Guy. It's not Matt Tonks, so who is our CTO. I know
Literally says Matt the Guild Guy on Discord.
He had to differentiate it.
I get a lot of stray emails that are meant for him, but no, it's been good. But Matt the Guild Guy on Discord, and then just send a message to me on our main account on Twitter, and that's the fastest way to get me.
And then what I'll do is I'll sync with you on all the guilds that you have in that program, and put up a resource that lists them all, so people can stay on top of when the giveaways are, and if they I actually gave a free pass away on Saturday to somebody in the chat that didn't win one, but they were being so positive and congratulating everyone, and they were asking really good questions about the game. And so, like, just for being a good community member, I threw him a bone, and that was pretty awesome.
And on that note, I do want to give a huge shout out to Matt, because he we do have at BYG a channel devoted to the Ruby Pass stuff that I know you're saying you're giving away about 5 a week to us. That's amazing. And I know going back a ways, one of the more important AMAs where you kind of teased out some of that economy information, BYG was able to host that AMA, and that was fantastic. We really appreciate that, Matt.
You guys are great partners. I mean, bottom line, you play the game and you're a positive voice in the community. That's the most important thing. And somebody else that kind of got into the game recently told me, they were like, it's weird, your Discord is like very friendly, and there were a lot of like people that helped me onboard. And I think personally that's a point of pride for Big Time and like in our community managers. You know, there are some negative voices in there, as there's always going to be, but it is definitely the rarity, and we do enforce some pretty strict community guidelines.
And to be fair, I think that there was a point where we got busy in development, and we didn't have the resources to keep on top of Discord in the forums as much as we wanted to, and that's why I was brought in. So, and that's been my single goal is from the beginning to just make sure we stay connected and there's a nice flow of information, be it leaks or just hot tips or otherwise.
Well, this was a great opportunity to get some answers and have some laughs. And 22, thank you for coming on, and especially the BYG Guild. You guys are awesome, and feel free to comment down below. We might answer your questions in the next video. You guys won't believe what we have in store.
Thank you. Appreciate coming on.
Thank you.
It was awesome.